Okay, so I hope everybody's texted that phrase to that number so they could get ready for the interactive polling we're going to do in a little bit. I'm Mandy Elmore. I'm the dean of this division, and that's my contact information. You have that on the card I gave you, so you'll know how to get in touch with me. I just kind of want to talk to you a little bit about school and tests and all the things that are going on and how we can help you be set up to be successful. All right. So I know from what Bill and Trent have told me that you guys aren't happy with your grades on the first test in this class and kind of how your grades are going overall and your performance. So I heard you were kind of frustrated when you got your tests back. So I know that can be really discouraging and really frustrating. I'm sure many of you feel like you're kind of in a hole and how are you going to get out of that? So when I was talking with the guys about that, I asked Bill if I could come to class today to give you guys some help for your automotive classes and for your other classes. So what do you guys think? You think it'll be okay if we did that together, if I gave you some information? All right, this is the interactive part, guys, where you have to talk back to me. Okay, so let's start with this one. We'll talk about cars for a few minutes, right? So I got a couple of pictures here, right? You guys generally all love cars, right? Old cars, new cars, all kinds of cars, right? So do you think cars are always nice and just going to always stay nice, or always not nice and going to stay not nice? Or can they change? Can a car that's not nice, can it become nice? So my question that you're supposed to text the answer to the same number. A is yes, the cars can change from nice to not nice and not nice to nice, right? And we'll look at those answers in just a minute. But you can kind of see the top picture shows right there a classic restored car. Yeah. So that car was not very nice, and then it was nice. Okay. And then on bottom, that's a picture of a brand new wrecked McLaren. And you can tell that that is a very nice car that is no longer very nice. Okay, so see, right, you guys all voted, yep, cars can change states. And if I know you guys, I bet somebody either accidentally put no or put no just being funny. So, all right, so instead of talking about cars, let's talk about you. So do you think you're smart? Yep, okay, so you think you're just smart or you're not smart, and that's how it goes? Nothing you can do to change that? Okay, so it turns out that's not true. People a lot of times think your intelligence, how smart you are, is fixed and it can't grow. And I used to think that I was lucky because I was smart, but that's not true. It turns out that there's a lot of research that shows that you can be smarter, and that people who are smart already, like in elementary school when we separate students into groups and levels, is that those kids have just already figured out how some strategies naturally, okay, some way or another. And so since we know that you can actually be smarter, you can grow your intelligence, the other thing we've learned is, it's a really big deal, I hope you're going to believe me, is that how you feel about that, what you believe about can you be smarter, has an enormous impact on your performance and achievement. So those two things are called, these points of views are called the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. So the fixed mindset thinks you're as smart as you are, and that's it, right? The growth mindset thinks you can grow and be better. Okay, so a fixed mindset is A person who kind of avoids challenges, they probably give up easily. If somebody criticizes them, and I don't mean in an ugly way, I mean they give them some feedback, all right? They ignore it. And they tend to be threatened by the success of others. Where people with a growth mindset, okay, tend to embrace challenges. They put in the effort and the hard work to master the content. They try to learn from criticism. They try to learn from feedback. And they're motivated by the success of others. They think when they see other people be successful, oh, I can do that. They shouldn't be any more successful than me, okay? So my next question for you is which mindset are you? Text A if you think you're a growth mindset. Text B if you think you're a fixed mindset. Right? Gonna give you guys a few minutes to text into your answers. Okay, so that's still changing. All right, so there we are. So here's the thing. A lot of you guys are fixed mindsets. What I know now is there are a lot of things we do in school, even at college, even like started in elementary school and kindergarten, right? That reinforce that fixed mindset idea. But that's not the thing. So once you see the differences can make and how it can change your reactions and how well you perform, you're going to see amazing results when you take some action, believing you can improve this, okay? That you can change it. So I'm going to ask you to just trust me on this and stay with me. Okay, so look at this guy, right? He's driving a car in traffic. He's angry, right? Is he having a good day? Does he feel productive? Yeah, I don't think so either. So did you know there's this big connection between how you feel, your emotions, and how motivated you are in learning? I mean, it seems kind of obvious, right? Like, this guy's all angry. He's not having a good day. You think he could learn something right now while he's all angry? So, are there times you've ever had to do something but you weren't motivated? Tell me something about those times. Like, what were you supposed to do? Why weren't you motivated? Right? None of us like to clean our rooms, all those kinds of things, right? But what about your homework? What about writing up your lab for your automotive electricity? So why aren't you motivated about those? Because it's hard? Yeah, that's possible. Okay, so is it safe for me to say that when you didn't think the action or whatever it was you had to do wouldn't lead to something good, a positive outcome, you weren't motivated? Right, that's not motivating, right? To take an action, yeah? But you like to play video games, right? Because you feel like, oh, I can win. I'll just play again. I'll get more lives. Okay, so here's the deal. To get a positive outcome, you first have to believe you can grow and you can do better. All right. I know that sounds crazy, right? It's like all woo woo, oh, kumbaya stuff, right? But that's it. It's real. You have to get a positive outcome. You have to believe you can grow your intelligence, that you can grow your learning, that you can do better. You have to have a growth mindset. So then you have to take action. And I know we hadn't talked about actions yet, but we'll get to that. I'm going to tell you a little story quickly first. All right. So I'm going to tell you about fixing up my personal car. And in this case, by car, I mean changing and understanding how growth and fixed mindsets affected me. So I'm not sure if you guys know, but I'm an engineer. Anybody know engineers? You peeps? No? Do you think I'm typical of engineers? Yep, right. And I didn't see myself as typical either. But one of the things that reinforced that for me when I was in college was how bad I was at the game Tetris. Everybody I was in school with, one, they didn't look like me or act like me or seem like me, right? But they could all beat me in Tetris. And I had a lot of trouble with the game Tetris. So why does that matter, right? Like, not everybody's good at every game. Well, one of the reasons it matters is Tetris represents a spatial visualizing, spatial relationship skill that turns out to be very important for a lot of engineers. I needed to be able to do this in my engineering classes. I needed to be able to do it in my physics classes. And so when I couldn't do it, right, this was something I struggled with. I just thought, well, I'm not good at that. I'm not good at that. I can never be good at that. See, I'm not good at Tetris even, right? That was kind of my way to wuss out, for lack of a better expression. So I just shrugged and was like, whatever. they're naturally good at it. They're different. It's different because they're boys. And I was just making excuses. So I got to the point where I was like, dang, I have got to figure out how to understand spatial relationships and seeing things in 3 dimensions and visualizing things when I don't have the physical object. So I started to work at it, and it was slow. It was hard to figure out what to do. I had to talk to people because y'all find this hard to believe, but there was no internet then. Okay. As a matter of fact, we didn't even have Windows on our computers. We used DOS. I started to use puzzles to help me with it. I used other tools. I asked people to help me. I asked faculty members, those kinds of things. And so it took a lot of hard work, but I got better at understanding spatial relationships. And you know what? I got a lot better with Tetris. So if anybody wants to challenge me to a game of Tetris, I will happily play you. And if you can beat me, I'll even buy you lunch. But here's the thing. I put in the time. I did the hard work. And, all right, so you now have the index card I gave you when you came in. And I want you to just, on that index card, jot down your name. And then tell me about a time you had to overcome something like that. You had to improve or get better, all right? So you can do that, and then we'll talk about it. Thanks.